This week on Steel Horse Thunder.
We kind of got together to do this benefit ride today to help raise funds for a new location for them.
That's super cool. And I noticed there was food going on in there and everything else. You guys got something to do with that?
Yes, the American Legion donated all of the food for this morning's ride. The breakfast was provided for the riders. Later on, we will do a spaghetti dinner that's open to the public.
We have an event every year in Greenfield at Riley Pool. It's called the Dog Pool Days, where we have our volunteers and even the community can sign up, bring their dogs in. They can spend a day at the swimming pool for a few hours to help PAWS raise money, and you and your pup can do laps in the pool, and it's a really cool event.
Steel Horse is brought to you by Leidendorf Law, with over 60 years experience in motorcycle and automotive injury cases.
People talk about your one-stop shop. Well, Flat Out Motorsports is definitely a one-stop shop.
Maybe you like to hit the streets on two wheels, whether you're a touring guy, whether you're a cruising guy, or maybe you like the sport bikes.
If you'd rather play in the dirt, there's four wheels or there's two wheels.
Or maybe you've gotten to that point where you're ready for an extra wheel. They got the Can-Am Spider and the ever-so-cool Slingshot.
Or maybe you don't like the dirt or the road, then you can get on the water. Take this baby for a ride.
No matter what you need, no matter what brand you like to ride, all the safety gear, helmets, whatever you're looking for, it's all right here under one roof. And with the used motorcycle sales, you can pretty much find any kind of motorcycle you like.
I was riding with 3 friends in Franklin, and a distracted driver ran a stoplight, totaled motorcycle, head injury, broken back, broken ribs. I started worrying about bills, income, how we're going to pay for things, how we're going to survive until I can get back on my feet.
Well, the insurance company called and immediately wanted me to make decisions. They were kind of aggressive, and they knew a lot of terms, and that's when I made the call to Leidendorf.
My experience with the team here that represented me was awesome from the moment we met until it was over. A bad thing turned into a good thing because of Leidendorf Law.
The whole Leidendorf team were like family, and they have become family.
Hey man, we got some really cool stuff coming up here. We were able to do a 3-day trip down to Muscle Shoals, Alabama. That's where Fame Studios, the Swampers, they had Muscle Shoals Sound Studios down there. So it's something I've always wanted to do. I wanted to get a picture of me and my bike in front of the Fame Studios where it all started. And we were able to do that, and it was super cool. I mean, it was a very relaxed ride. We got a chance to go down this place called the Natchez Trace. Cindy and I rode it 21 years ago, coming back from a ride from Waterloo, Alabama, up to Nashville. And so we rode about 80 to 100 miles of it. Just an absolute beautiful place. It's one that I really hope everybody gets a chance to look into it, find out more about it, and make it a trip. Make that a destination for yourself to go down and do that. But we were just able to do a lot of stuff. We even spent a Saturday evening on a porch in the rain in Kentucky, listening to music, drinking beer, and laughing our butts off. So we had a really good time. We were able to record and document some of that stuff while we were down there. So we're going to try something different, and maybe, coming up here in the next week or so, we're going to start showing that as maybe the second segment on the show and give you a chance to see what our Friday was like and our Saturday and our Sunday and that kind of stuff. Try something different, see how you like it, and hopefully it'll give you guys some new ideas or new destinations that you may want to go to next year or later this year. Fall time's coming around, man. It's a good time to take a ride. So anyway, I really hope you guys like that. I know we had a blast doing it, and it was just a lot of fun, and we'd love to be able to share it with you. But for right now, I know you guys love these. We don't like them so much, but I know you guys love these. They're called outtakes, and we've had a few this year. Cindy and I are getting pretty good. We don't have too many outtakes anymore. We don't do too much silly stuff anymore, but we're going to take a look at some outtakes right here. And then after that, we'll come back and we'll have our featured charity ride for this week. So sit down, enjoy yourself, have a great day. Get your paws off me, you damn filthy ape. Yeah, we're going to have all sorts of fun with this one, I'm telling you. So can I refer to her as Spacey Leanne?
Yes, you can. Most people would agree with you on that.
Are you the leader of the ride?
Pardon?
Are you the leader of the ride?
I think so.
You got something out of it.
And check out Still Horse Thunderdog.
Okay.
This is a. Sorry.
Good job. God, it's freaking awesome. Okay, and you almost misspelled your first name, so this is going to be kind of sketchy. I can feel it.
You are the Ladendorf Law. Yes.
What's your title here? Good question. Yep. That's the best way to do it. Okay.
Renee, you are the Ladendorf Law featured woman. Well, this is Cody's ride. I think it's the 7th annual. I'm 5th. I'm sorry.
Hey, we're in Morgantown. Cindy's been drinking. It's going to be a lot of fun. Hey, stay tuned. Thank you, Crambos.
You're funny.
This is a standard lawyer commercial. This is a dramatic shot of me walking down the hallway. This is a stage scene of me talking to clients, even though they're not actual clients. This is the closing shot in my office, where I say my catchphrase, looking professional and confident. Look, all lawyer commercials are the same, but not all lawyers are the same. Ladendorf Law has been involved in the motorcycle community for over 35 years, with many more years to come. Ladendorf Law, like family, because we are.
Renee, you are the Ladendorf Law featured woman rider. Tell me about this bike and how long you've been riding.
Okay, well, I've been riding for about 24 years, and this is a 2011 Fat Boy Low. And when I'd had a couple different bikes, and I went overseas for about a year, and I came back and said, time to have a new bike. And I was actually looking for a street glide, and I was going around the showroom, and they said, oh, maybe this would be better for you. I said, oh, okay. And I sat down, and it fit like a glove, and I said, there it is. That's the bike I want. So I've had her, and she's paid for, and I love riding. So.
Well, you know, I saw you ride in, and you look so comfortable on this bike. And I love this bike. You know, it has a bigger front end than my bike, and it makes that smooth ride. So I can understand how comfortable it is.
It really
so did you take it for a test drive before you bought it?
Actually, no. It was one of those things that was kind of late in the year, and I just knew that this is what I was going to want. And they're like, you want to take it out? I was like, nah, that's okay. So I just went and did the paperwork and filled it out and rode her home.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you said you've been riding for about 24 years. How did you start riding? What got you into motorcycling?
Well, I was married previously, and my ex-husband said, you know, you should really take one of those abate courses. You know, he says, that way if you and I are on the bike together, because I used to be right on the back, if something happens to you, you can go, you know. Well, it wasn't until I took the abate course that I realized if something happens to him, it's probably going to happen to me too. Yeah. But after I took the course, we went out and bought me, I think it was a Honda Rebel. Uh-huh. And I was having a heck of a time. And I was trying. About 3 weeks go by, and he's fussing at me. So I finally just, fine. I get on the bike and I take off down the road. And as I'm going, I thought, oh, this feels pretty good. Uh-huh. I can do this. And that was it. I was hooked. Yeah.
So you didn't go through a riding course?
I did. I went through the abate, what they call the abate riding course. That's the one I took. And it was a very good course. And I recommend it to anybody who is thinking about riding. And try that. It was wonderful. They were great. It was good.
So what kind of riding do you like to do?
I prefer to just take off with a bunch of people and just ride around, go places. But I have done some big trips. You know, one time I went down to the Carolinas and did and I went through, what they call it, Dragon's Tail. Uh-huh. So that was fun too. So I can do them both. I love them. Love it all.
Well, it's awesome. I love to hear lady riders talk about how their riding experiences is. I also love to talk about their bikes because I love bikes. And this is such a badass bike.
I have been told that.
So do you have any plans to do anything? I heard that you put some little paws on here today.
For today, I put the little puppy paws on there, or kitty cat paws, whatever you want to call it. I put that on there for today, and that's all I'm going to do for right now. I like it just the way it is.
Well, it's an awesome bike. And I know that today you are actually putting on this PAWS Ride for you're the president?
Yes, I'm the president of the board for PAWS Hancock here in Greenfield, Indiana. And we're doing a charity fundraiser today. We're in the process of trying to find a new location, what we call our forever home. We're trying to find that for ourselves. And so what we're doing is we're out here today and we're doing this charity ride, and we're just hoping that will lead to better things for us. So.
Well, I know you also, it's not just dogs and cats, you also have some other animals, right?
Yes, we do. In the past year, or maybe 2 years, we've taken on what I call small critters. We have we'll take on gerbils, we'll take on rabbits, and we even took on a hedgehog. I pretty much will take on anything, but I have to make sure that I have the volunteers, the resources that will do it. But I love all creatures, so I would.
So where do those little critters go?
What happens is we have ladies or men that want to be our fosters, and so they'll go to those homes and they'll be fostered by those individuals. And we'll make sure they're in good health. We'll get them all fully vetted. If it's a cat or dog, spayed or neutered, and then we will adopt them out into their forever home.
Well, it's pretty amazing what you guys do. I mean, for the animals, and it's just amazing to me. You guys are having to move now to find a different facility, and I hope that you guys will be able to find that, and that you'll be able to raise the funds for that today and through other charity events that you do. I hope that happens. But
I know we will. I know we will. I know we will. So.
Well, there's too many people out there that love the animals and just want to take care of them, and we appreciate you guys for doing that. So we're just going to pause and say thank you for all that you do.
And I want to thank the community too, and the folks that come out here today. It means a lot to me, and it means the world to us to move forward and see if we can't, accomplish our goals here.
Exactly. Thank you. Thanks for talking with us.
Absolutely.
You have been injured in an automobile collision, and suddenly your vocabulary has been expanded to include terms totally unfamiliar to you. We know accidents can be overwhelming to the injured victims and their families. You know you can put your trust in the familiar faces of Leidendorf Law. We take care of you and your family so that you can focus on recovering from your injuries. Leidendorf Law, like family, because we are.
Don't look now. Crambo's isn't just paint. It's your one-stop shop for motorcycle gear, parts, and service. Crambo's, voted the Indy A-List #1 motorcycle shop 2 years running, has expanded with the state-of-the-art diagnostic equipment for tuning your fuel-injected Harley and a new paint facility to make your bike stand out from all the others. Crambo's also has a new retail area complete with leather, chrome, audio, and all your parts and service needs. Crambo's, voted #1 for a reason.
Hey man, we got a beautiful Saturday morning going on here. Cindy, where are we at? Fortville. What's going on up in Fortville?
Well, this is the PAWS Ride, so let's just pause here a minute.
Nice.
Yeah. This is for animals, and it's going to be a fun ride today because it's beautiful.
And it's a beautiful day, and who doesn't love animals, right? I mean, Come on now. If you're going to do a charity ride, let's do some charity for these animals that can't help themselves. And speaking of charity rides, all of our charity rides are sponsored by Crambo's out in Greencastle. Make sure you get out there and see Chris, see Beth, thank them for what they do for the motorcycle community, what they do for the show. Again, it's Crambo's out in Greencastle. Cindy, we've paused long enough, and I think it is time to go get our paws on some biscuits and gravy in there, and let's find out a little bit more about this ride.
Let's go.
All right, we are here in Fortville, the American Legion, Post 391. How did you guys get involved with this PAWS Ride?
Well, we had the space donated by the commander, Ron Patterson. I am related to one of the PAWS board members, so we kind of got together to do this benefit ride today to help raise funds for a new location for them.
That's super cool. And I noticed there was food going on in there and everything else. You guys got something to do with that?
Yes, the American Legion donated all of the food for this morning's ride. The breakfast was provided for the riders. Later on, we will do a spaghetti dinner that's open to the public. Silent auction and baskets. We have a band playing from 6 to 9. Yeah.
So you guys got a whole event planned here. That's pretty stinking awesome, man. That's do you guys do a lot of charity rides out of here?
We do, actually. There's several that go on for various events, various reasons. So yeah, we're excited to have PAWS here today.
Now, I've always been curious because I know I've been to a lot of American Legion posts, and you guys always seem to be putting on rides. Just a lot of cool stuff always going on. how do people get rides to lead like this? Okay, now this, you kind of had an inside connection here, but I mean, do you guys, do people just call up and say, hey, American Legion, we want to do this ride, can you help us?
Yes, I mean, they can call the local post for here in Fortville, or many others do the same thing, share their cause, and if it works out for everyone, then they'll do it.
I was just always curious about that, because I'm always, you never know quite all the rules. All right, is it open to the public? Is it not open to the public? Do I have to be a member? Does a member have to get me in? And so, and whether it's the Legion or whether it's the VFW or whether it's the Elks or, any of them, it's, I know there's just different rules for everybody.
Right, so this is open to the public, not all the time, and you don't have to be a member, so just reach out. Most American Legions are a staple in the local community, willing to help out. I mean, they do tons of different fundraisers.
All right, Jerry, we're here at the PAWS Ride. I know few things kind of got changed kind of all of a sudden here, so how's it looking for the ride today?
Well, yes, we faced some major changes this morning with some escorts, some planned escorts that kind of fell through on us. And so we're taking it 1 hour at a time now. We seem to be having a committee that's planning the ride as we go. Yeah. So we'll have shared responsibilities as road captains. Mm-hmm. So.
And that's okay, man. That's what it's all about, man. This is, I mean, talk about perseverance and all that stuff. This is what it's all about. When something happens, I mean, my gosh, I know I've put rides together, rode them the day before to make sure everything was good, and then you get out there and all of a sudden, now that morning, your road's closed that you plan on going down. It happens. So things are looking okay then, huh?
As far as we know, we've got some knowledge of some areas of construction to avoid. But living out in the country and riding out in this part of the country, you just never know when the counties have put the chip and seal down on you, and none of your mapping apps tell you that. Yeah. They tell you where the detours are, but they don't tell you the road condition. So we got a pretty good knowledge of where we're going, and most of us have been around this part of the counties, know what to avoid and what not to avoid. So. Mm-hmm.
Well, and it's just like an American Legion guy to step up and say, yeah, we got this. We're going to take care of this, and it's going to be just fine. And it's not a real charity ride until you've had to turn around and, realize you're on a dead-end road or, something like that. So, I mean, that's a true charity ride right there. When the guy up front goes, oops,
That's happened to me before on a ride a couple years ago, and they had, I think, 100 bikes. The fellows had ridden the route the Thursday evening. It's now Saturday, about 1 o'clock, and we were within a mile of our destination, approaching a county railroad crossing, and lo and behold, the railroad had decided to park something across and block the road. Nobody had any awareness of that, and so you got a narrow county road, no shoulder, turning 100 bikes around. Right. So yeah, it's all a part of it though.
So Jenifer, you worked at PAWS. Tell me about, because you were there for quite a while, tell me about PAWS.
So I've been with PAWS about 12 or 13 years, but PAWS was started 21 years ago by Mike and Nancy Rubino. They moved here from Iowa. Nancy was a practicing attorney, but when they moved here to Iowa for Mike's job, she stopped practicing law and started devoting her entire life to PAWS. She put all of her blood, sweat, and tears into it, rescuing and spay and neutering animals. Nancy's entire motto was, you can't adopt your way out of homeless animals. Spay and neuter is the key. So we actually have the only low-cost spay and neuter operation in Hancock County.
Wow. So you were there, you said 11 years, 12 years?
I've been there about 13 years. I've been with PAWS as a board member. I was actually at Tractor Supply about 13 years ago and happened to run into Mike and Nancy. I didn't know them. I had an animal shirt on of some sort, and they stopped me. I started talking to them. I had just moved to Hancock County, and they invited me to a board meeting. So I went, and I've been on the board and a part of PAWS ever since then. I, along with a couple other people, handle all the dog fosters. So we pull dogs from high kill shelters, bring them into our foster homes, rehab them, what have you, and then find homes for them so that they don't get euthanized, like Indianapolis Animal Control, things like that.
How does that feel to be able to go in there and adopt these dogs out and everything else?
It feels great. It's nice to know, that what effort that we're putting into saving these animals is showing our children, exactly what to look forward in the future and how to be good people and volunteering and do what they can for other animals. It's such a delight to be able to see these animals do an entire 360 from cowering in a corner to where they won't, come up to people, to where we have a foster right now who was like that, and she'll come out and do zoomies and sit in your lap and climb all up on you and sit on the workbench and just let you sit there and pet her. So it's nice to see dogs that are unadoptable due to, really, really harsh, bad environments, to where we can rehab them to where she'll be getting adopted next week. So
when you go and get the dogs, I know you take them from other shelters. Do you take in dogs that are just stray out on the road or whatever?
Yes, we take in any kind of animal. We take in owner surrenders, and we also take in strays. So we have quite a few fosters, or even people in the community. They'll be like, I was driving down the road and saw this dog dumped out of a vehicle, and a couple of times there just happened to be a PAWS volunteer driving by, and they're like, hey, I just grabbed this dog. We're like, okay, we'll just bring it in, and we'll, check it out, and then we'll find a foster for it and put them into a foster home. And once the grace period is over and we've posted them saying that we've got this dog, then at that point, I think it's like 5 to 7 days, then we go ahead and work on rehoming if they're, at a good point to where they're capable to go into a facility, or not a facility, but into someone's home and actually be, like their forever pet.
So how do you find the homes, or do people get a hold of you and find out about it?
We have on our PAWS Hancock page, we also have a PAWS volunteer page where we just reach out to the community and say, hey, we're in need of fosters. Is anybody, in the community looking to foster a dog in their home? And then we redirect them and have them go to our website or get with one of us to fill out a volunteer form. And then from there, we're like, okay, then we just kind of, we have this dog. Are you interested in taking them? And then if they're interested, then that's kind of how we got started. So,
well, it's really cool that you guys do what you do, because the animals need help too.
Yeah.
And I know you said that you guys even take them to the swimming pool sometimes.
Yeah, actually, we have an event every year in Greenfield at Riley Pool. It's called the Dog Pool Days, where we have our volunteers and even the community can sign up, bring their dogs in. They can spend a day at the swimming pool for a few hours to help PAWS raise money, and you and your pup can do laps in the pool, and it's a really cool event.
All right, we're here at the PAWS Ride. Let me say that we're here at the PAWS Ride, and you've got a lot of paws on your bike right here. Tell me a little bit about your paint scheme here with all the Snoopies.
Well, Snoopy is my hero. He always has been. Since I was in elementary. This bike is a Can-Am Spider, and I just thought I'd put him on there because I go everywhere with Snoopy. I meet lots of friends that they won't remember me, but they remember my bike, so that makes it fun for everybody.
Well, I have a buddy of mine, and he's always had everything Snoopy too. He's always talked about that, and he looked at me, he goes, have you ever seen anybody else as free as Snoopy? And I was like, you got a point there. That is one free individual right there. And so I kind of dig that.
He's done everything. He's been to the moon. He's run for president. He's been to the Olympics. And everybody has a Snoopy story.
Yeah. And he shot down the Red Baron.
That's right. That's right.
So it can't be all bad. No, this is super cool. And I know I overheard you talking inside there, and I know you put a lot of miles on your motorcycle. You do a lot of riding. And I heard you talking about you have an app that it's almost like a scavenger hunt kind of thing, where you're going and you're getting your picture with your bike. Can you explain to me a little bit about what that was all about?
Sure. The one I'm involved with is called the Tour of Honor, and tourofhonor.com to read all about it. Basically, they assign me a number with a flag, and there's locations I go all over the country, all over the state, take a picture of my bike with the flag and submit it. And it's just about the destination. There's not really any rewards. There's a couple of certificates if you do so many, but there's doughboys and there's war dogs and there's 911s, gold stars, and helicopters, Hueys. I'm not into the Hueys, but a lot of the guys are.
And then, so on your phone, you can research that, and it'll tell you where all these destinations are, and that's all over the country, correct?
Yes, I have an app on the phone. They make it very easy. I can put my state in, and then I can put either doughboys or 911s or all in that state, and the GPS coordinates are right there. There's a picture of what it's supposed to look like. When I get there, I can find it, and I just tap, and the GPS coordinates takes me right to it.
That's super cool. I mean, that is. How'd you hear about this?
There's another group I belong to, the Brickyard Spider Riders, and somebody on there talked about the Tour of Honor. So I went and looked at it and thought, well, I'm going to do that. Because the biggest thing for me is I do ride a lot, and this always gives me a destination. I don't have to sit and think, where am I going? What am I going to do? I just punch in the map, and I can do all things along the way. I can eat anywhere I want to. My favorite thing is to get a sandwich and then sit at the memorial and just eat lunch.
That is super cool. That is super. Well, yeah, because I mean, as motorcycle riders, we've all done that before. It's like, hey, you want to go get a grilled cheese sandwich? Yeah, there's a place down on the Ohio River that makes a good grilled cheese sandwich. All right, let's go ride 3 hours to go eat a grilled cheese. So this is really cool that, like you said, you have a destination now. You got a place where you're going to go, but I mean, let's face it, the ride is the, that's the enjoyable part. Most of the time is the ride there and back. So that's super cool.
Yes, also with it, I have to take a picture, of course, with my bike in it. And if I can't get the bike close enough, then I take the flag they give me up to the thing. And on the app, I just hit take a picture. And it automatically opens up my camera. It automatically takes the picture, and then I submit it right from there, from the email. So it's really just a couple of push buttons with the app. They make it so easy. So when they get the email, it's already named. It's got my number on it. It's got the picture. It can't be easier. The hardest part is having to stop for gas all the time.
Right. Yeah, that's always the worst part.